What's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Nani, an episode of the anime that we're currently watching. We're going to talk about, for the first time in a long time, call about My Hero Academia Vigilantes, episode 11. Yeah, was it episode 11? Let me double check. Pretty sure it was episode 12, my bad. Episode 12, y'all. And, almost like a last week episode, but like more in depth, though. Yes, there's still the concert going on and everything. The power's out. They're gonna get the power back on after show. Yeah. This and the third. But like the main focus on this episode that I'd like to focus on is basically the fight between Tomo and Knuckle Duster, right? Now it was revealed last week, to probably no surprise for people that did not read the manga, is that the B user is Knuckle Duster's starter, right? Now in this fight you know, we see the past life of, how Tama wants to be a musician. And no Duster is saying, like, this happens with a lot of parents where it's like, and when their kid wants to become a musician, it's like, why do you want to be a musician right there? No, you're wasting your time right there. You're not going to amount to anything right there. It's not going to work out. And then he's even said, so this is why I let your mom talk to you, because you ain't going to listen to me right there, so I don't deal with this right there. And, so her mom did say, apologize to your father. And this gets Tama very mad. Like when you have a parent that doesn't believe in your dreams, right there, it can be hurtful, right there. It gets you angry. She just wouldn't leave and head out right there, right? As she was mad, we see somebody that kind of looks like her a little bit, saying that, "Oh, your dad's are the worst," right? And I guess that was the real B user of that quirk, because the way how Douglas was talking was the fact that you use a body and you transport to a new host. You know what I'm saying? So I guess in a way his daughter's being controlled, but also she was triggered up in a way. So, using all that rage, all that emotion towards her father right there. The trigger can manipulate you, right? Now the other thing is like, did she already have a quirk before that? You know what I'm saying? See. That's the thing I don't get. Like, was she already a B user? See, that's why I'm looking confused right now. I'm asking myself too many questions when I ask this. But Knuckle Duster did regret this. He's like, you know what? When we talked, I would never listen, but I'm gonna listen now. I should have stopped you. The reason why I didn't stop you because you had that rage, you had that look in your eyes right there, and that I regret that day. That's the day where I lost my daughter. So yeah, now I know there's people saying that oh, he's like Endeavor and stuff like that, which a tiny bit. I'm gonna say Knuckle Duster is a tiny bit like Endeavor because well, first of all, Knuckle Duster, pretty much, did not listen to his daughter. She didn't believe in her dreams right there. Like, that's what a lot of parents do nowadays, right? Endeavor was just like making offsprings for himself right there, not loving his own children right there. Pretty much use them as experiments, saying to be the next Endeavor, to be the next strongest hero right there. So it's like he didn't do this shit out of love. Like Endeavor and Knuckle Duster are way too opposite people right there. So there might be a tiny bit, but it's like no, like Knuckle Duster, like he just didn't believe in his daughter's dreams. He still loved her, but he just didn't believe in his dreams. Whereas Endeavor, at start, he didn't love his kids. They were just subjects. You know what I'm saying? They were just he didn't love anyone in his family. But he's a better man now. But like, I'm not comparing those two. I'm really not. Even though this is a tiny resemblance, but like overall, no. Like Knuckle Duster is not Endeavor. Like he's just not. I can't go along with that. I really can't. Now in this fight, she does use an electric hook right there to knock him out. But using so many painkillers right there, it's gonna fuck him up eventually. But he's still alive, and he actually used the shock on his daughter, which pretty much killed that body. But he's doing some more electric abuse right there to save Tama right there. And like I said, the concert was all nice. They get the concert going, power back on this and the third, right? But like the main thing was really Knuckle Duster and his fight against the Star. And, he definitely wants to redeem himself from what he did for not saving his daughter right there. But hopefully, hopefully he will be able to save her, with the electric boost and everything. He says, so nice, we take hearts, but we give hearts too. But yeah, I would say so far in the season, even though we got one episode left, I believe, is that, excuse me, is that Knuckles has been my favorite character throughout this season one. I like him from the start. Like I said, the guy has no quirk. He has no powers. He has no powers. And he's still able to go toe to toe with some of these quickers. Now, granted, he wouldn't be able to fight an All Might. He wouldn't be able to fight an Endeavor, but he's able to still go hand in hand, go toe to toe with all these other Corkers right there. Even though he is using some brass knuckles right there, but hey, you know what I'm saying? If they got powers, why can't I have some street powers? You know what I'm saying? But no, it was nice to see that. I always like characters have redemption. Hopefully he'll be able to save a starter. Now we do get towards the end where it's like um oh my god. Eraser has told that one detective saying that, I don't believe this guy's a real villain. Like, all these abusers out there using, like, pretty much said it's a drug that's going around, right? And we gotta look at this new character, which, looks to be fast, which I don't want to say he's the abuser right there, but it's like, is he the main villain, the manipulator? Because, yes, we all know that, Toma was working with somebody. Was it that person? Like, see, I have questions. I just have questions right there, and like I said, hopefully some of them will be answered next episode. Now, obviously, you're not gonna get all your answers done in one season, like, all your questions answered in one season. But like, I'm hoping the whole Talmo and the abuser thing will get covered because like I'm still a little bit confused as to what's going on right there. Yes, the person that talked to Talmo when she was still herself, I do believe that person gave her the powers right there. But like, was he the original abuser right there? That's what I'm just a little bit confused right now. But nonetheless, though, this seems to be the main culprit behind everything right there. We just got to see. But it's like it says data, which I mean, Tamo's looking for data right there. He's looking for data right there. So I guess this is the user of the drug, perhaps. But we gotta see right there. But decent episode. Like I said, the main event was basically Knuckle Duster and his starter Tama right there. So we're see how it all ends. I believe it's one more episode. I believe it's one more episode. Correct me if I'm wrong right there, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right, wait, folks. Decent episode right there. I enjoyed it right there. Let me know in the comment section below if you like this video because you like. And also, if you're only part of this family, please subscribe. It's Anime Game in the comments of this channel right there. And be sure to follow me on social media account in the description box below. And always remember what Jake will say, everybody. There's no such thing as life better than yours. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.